Hi Gators, this is a tutorial and an overview of writing a CER. And in English class, generally we have multiple pieces of evidence and reasoning to go along with each piece of evidence. As a new writer, I'm going to take you through those steps one at a time and kind of help you sort out how they look in the high school environment. And we're going to use an example that you should be familiar with as we go throughout this tutorial today. So this growth mindset article is something you should be familiar with, growth mindset. And the prompt is the same prompt as what you have for your independent reading article that you chose, be it Airbender, Avatar: The Last Airbender, or about Naomi Osaka, or other choices that you were given. And so what makes this text worth reading? What will a reader gain, or what might a reader do after reading this? Okay, so in blue is my claim, my complete sentence that answers the question. Carol Dweck shows parents and educators how and why to start praising effort rather than outcome. And I have 3 pieces of textual evidence, 3 examples or quotations from the article that I'm going to use to support that. So as you're reading through, make sure that you're looking for things that you can support your claim with. Okay, each piece of evidence or from the article, each quotation will have reasoning to go along with it. And this can be the trickiest part for students because it's the thinking part. It's not the fill in the blank part. It's the think from your brain part. So there are some questions here, and I'll put a link on the Canvas page of how you can use these questions to help you write the reasoning in your CER. So you can take a picture of this, you can pause it, or you can get the resource and add it to your Google Drive. Okay, so here's an example of what that looks like. If the claim is that Carol Dweck wants parents and educators to shift to praising effort rather than outcome, and there's a piece of textual evidence there in yellow, an example, you can use one of those questions from the slide before to help you think about the answer. Parents don't want their children to live their lives in fear and dwell on their faults. Carol Dweck appeals to the parents' basic instinct to want what is best for their children. So kind of convincing parents and educators to make a change in what they're doing based on their desire to help students be successful. So you could try it with a different question. How should my reader feel about this statement? And you can look in the statement. There are a lot of feeling words here: vulnerable, failure, fearful, unwilling. So you can use those clues to help you answer the question. Here's another example, so you can pause now and take a picture. Each of these pieces of textual evidence have one of the questions from the slide that has the reasoning questions, okay? And they have some answers. You could try this for number 3 there. Encourages a focus on effort rather than intelligence or talent. How should the reader feel about that? Okay, make them into high achievers in school and in life. That's a pretty powerful statement. So how should the reader feel about that? Okay, you want your reasoning to be effective, which means to be successful. It means to be forceful and powerful, productive, beneficial. You want these words to describe your reasoning: impressive, authoritative, a solid fit, convincing,